For the second round of the competition, here's my interpretation of golden ratio. An attempt by mathematics to make a universal mask to explain our perception of beauty. Contouring to make our faces smaller, strobing to make our features pop. All to fit a graphical mask? Do you think so?
Hey everybody, it's XanaPea. This is my entry for the first challenge of IAMFREEDOM Awards, and it's gonna be about Sculpt versus Strobe. I need your help and support to go through the next round of the competition, so I hope you like this video, share it with your family, friends, and even strangers, and most importantly, please go to IAMFREEDOMAwards.com and vote for my video. I know there are tons of contouring and strobing videos out there, but I made this video very easy to follow, plus a bonus creative interpretation of Sculpt versus Strobe. So if you want to achieve contour on point, highlight on fleek, everyday slay, then please keep on watching this video.
To prep my skin, I used this Pro Strobe cream to give moisture and sheen. Then I primed my face with this priming water that felt so refreshing. 2 to 3 sprays were enough for me. I then mixed 2 shades of this Pro Matte foundation to match my skin color. I applied a thin layer and buffed that evenly on my face. This foundation has a light to medium coverage and it's buildable. After the first thin layer, I sprayed this fixing spray on top to seal it and be ready for another layer. I find this technique helpful in layering and avoiding cakey base makeup. Now we're ready for another thin layer. Next, we're gonna contour our faces. I know there are a lot of techniques out there, but for my technique, you don't even need pen and paper. We only got 7 steps to remember. Who said contouring was complicated? With this, you can basically wake up and make up. Let's start with the highlights. Number 1. When you wake up in the morning, thank God that you're still breathing. Highlight your nose. Number 2. Be thankful that you can open your eyes to see another beautiful day. Highlight your under eye areas. That counts as 2, right? Left and right. Moving on to number 3. Begin with an optimistic mind. Draw a smile on your forehead. And declare that it's gonna be a great day. Highlight your upper lip and your chin. And number 4, lift your cheeks up and stretch your mouth. Smile. 5. Contour points coming up next. Draw an X on your lower lip as a reminder that no matter how good you are, someone may still talk bad about you. And that could be a pain in the neck and jaw. Ooh, winged that one. But whatever negativity you hear, let it enter one ear and let it out through the other ear. Those are your 5 contour points, ladies. Next, draw a number 6 from your hairline to your temple and do the same thing on the other side. And number 7. I think you've already guessed it. Comment down below if you knew it before I said it. Yes, it's for our nose line. Good job, girl! And there you have it. The 7 steps for easy everyday contouring. Before I blend everything, I sprayed a little bit of priming water again just to refresh the creams and blended everything with a damp sponge, starting with the highlight points in light tapping motion. Once you're done with the highlight points, then you can slowly incorporate and blend the contour areas in. This is to avoid soiling your sponge and to have a clean blended cream contour. This is how it should look like when it's all blended. And just like any cream product, you need to set it with powder to keep it in place. Here I use a small wedge that fits perfectly in the palette to tap the banana powder on my under eye and on my other highlight points. I know you've seen this before. Yes, we are baking our highlight. This is done when you want your sculpting to be more prominent and sharp. We'll let that sit there for a while as we do our eyebrows and our eye makeup. For long-lasting budge-proof eyebrows, I'm using this pomade in ash brown, focusing on the tip of my eyebrows, which is the sparsest area. Next, we're gonna fill in the rest of the brows with this brow powder duo. This one from Freedom is so perfect because it comes with a tiny mirror. I use the darker part to set the tail and the sparse areas, and the lighter powder as we go near to the center of the face. Next, to make your brows more precise and on fleek, grab your concealer and clean the edges. Then blend it out naturally to your lid area. If you're using a long-wearing concealer, you can also use that as an eyelid primer. In my case, I use a separate eyelid primer from Freedom Makeup. Just blended that with my fingers, and we are ready to play our favorite game on our iPad. Ta-da! How cool is this Black Arts Pro Artist Pad? Matte white on my brow bone, then this light brown color all over my lids as a transition color, blending it lightly with my nose line and sweeping it outward to elongate my eye shape. And of course, gold! Inspired by the golden ratio 1.618 Fibonacci sequence. But seriously though, like, how do you even measure beauty? If you feel beautiful, you are beautiful. That's gonna be our motto here as I tightline my eyes with black powder. Surprise, surprise! Highlight! For my inner corner, I'm gonna use this very beautiful high shine yellow tone highlighter in Glow. You'll get to meet the other highlighters later on, don't you worry. But let me just put this black powder right here to intensify my eye makeup and smudge that with a brown powder. Then I lined my eyes thinly as close to the lash line, made a simple wing, then connected the line to make a small triangle. A simple graphic eyeliner to go with the look later on. At an angle, it looks like a regular eyeliner, but there you go. It looks cute, right? Now that we're done with the eye makeup, we can sweep off any fallouts and all of the excess powder. To finish off the eye look, put on some falsies, mascara, and curl them lashes. Hello, Zai! And now we can move on to our contour powders. For my face structure, I like using this small tapered brush because it applies on a smaller surface area and gives me more control. Some girls like to contour their cheek area to make it look slimmer, but I like defining and emphasizing my cheekbones that are not prominent at all. That's why as I apply contour powder, I'm slightly scooping it up on my cheeks. And as you can see, my nose also needs a little bit of contour loving. I was punched in the nose when I was in 6th grade, and I got a lifetime souvenir. We are skipping blush for this look because I want to be bronze with this delicious chocolate smelling powder. Oh my god, I can eat this. And hey there, we meet again. This is Diffuse and Ambient. They are amazing, subtle, everyday highlighters. Here I'm using Ambient. I'm actually wearing this every day. But for this look, you want to have that high shine highlighter. And to do the job, we're gonna use this pink tone highlighter in Brighten. Wow! Highlight your brow bone and your cheekbone, seemingly doing a number 7. This could be too much for an everyday look, but if you dig it, then do whatever you want, girl, as long as you're happy. Also put a little bit of magic dust on your chin and the tip of your nose, and just above my eyebrows instead of in the middle of my forehead. We don't want to look oily, so. And then I'm going back to my nose, but avoiding my crooked area. We don't want to highlight that. Highlight on my cupid's bow using a brush because we don't want to smear our nude, luscious lips. I'm wearing the Pro Lipstick in Mannequin, topped with Pro Melt's Dream. Bronzing my neck because I just can't have enough of that chocolate powder. And this is the finished golden ratio glam look. Let's go a little avant-garde, shall we? With the lightest shade of the cream contour palette, I'm sketching the mask of beauty on my face. You know, the mask doesn't really fit my face, but I'm gonna make it fit. Watch me. I mean, that's the whole point of this video. I think they're really smart to find a mathematical pattern to explain our perception of beauty. But why would we let a mask define us? Why would we let anybody define us? I'm drawing my own mask because I think it's pretty and creative. I'm happy with this look and I feel gold. Alright, back to the tutorial. I'm filling in the shapes that's close to my highlight areas with the lightest shade of the cream palette and the shapes next to it with a cream color. The contour parts, of course, will be filled in with the deepest brown and the rest of the shapes with a light brown. And as I've mentioned earlier, cream makeup should be set with powder. The Freedom Makeup Powder Contour Palette does the job perfectly. Since we have several shades available, I decided to fill them in a gradient from darkest to lightest. And the highlight areas with a white eyeshadow from the Black Arts palette. Then I just outlined each shape using a color that's one shade darker than its own. Then adding Glow and Brighten, both high-intensity highlighters, to the highlight areas, of course. And our look is almost complete. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at XanaPea, and vote for me at IAMFREEDOMAwards.com.